Hello, I welcome you all to EdCam channel. In this video lecture, we will discuss about chemical kinetics. The subtopic we are going to discuss about. First, we'll talk about the introduction. Then we'll talk about the types of reaction. Then we'll talk about the rate of chemical reactions. Then we'll talk about the average rate of chemical reactions. Now, chemical kinetics. So kinetics means movement. So in this topic, we are going to learn how the reaction is going to give the product, whether it can be a fast reaction or it can be a slow reaction. So without a doubt, let's start. Now let us talk about the introduction of the topic. So as we know that reactant is converted to product, so we need to find out whether this reaction is possible or not. Okay. So chemical kinetics help us to understand how the reaction is going to occur. That means when the reactant is take part in the chemical reaction, how that is going to give the product, whether it can be a slow reaction or it can be a fast reaction, or can we determine whether the reaction is possible or not. Okay. So for any chemical reaction, we'll try to find out the following properties. First property, the feasibility of a chemical reaction which can be predicted by thermodynamically. As we know that for any reaction, delta G is less than 0 at constant temperature and pressure. Okay. So this statement tells about any reaction you take reactant to product. So we need to find out whether the reaction is possible or not. For that, delta G or Gibbs free energy, that must be a negative value. So if we know that delta G is negative, then we can say that that reaction is feasible or possible at some constant temperature and pressure. Second point, it tells about the extent which a reaction is proceed can be determined from any chemical equilibrium reaction. So you can think of A and B. It gives C to D. Now we are predicting at what extent the A and B is going to give C and D, and at what extent C and D is giving back to A plus B in an equilibrium reaction. And we can know speed of reaction, that is time taken by the reaction to reach equilibrium. So we know that, let's suppose A is in equilibrium to B, there must be some time taken by A to reach to B, right? So that is going to measure by chemical kinetics. So what is chemical kinetics? It is the branch of physical chemistry that deals with the study of rate of reaction and factor governing by the rate of the reaction. So now we are going to talk about any chemical reaction when it is changes to reactant to product. So we are now going to deal with what are the state of reactant, what are the state of product, how this reactant is going to give the product, and what rate this reactant is going to give the product. So study of all these factors are known as chemical kinetics. Now let us talk about important applications of kinetic studies. So first application is it determine rate of reaction and factor governing the rate. So we know that from reactant to product, the conversion from reactant to product required, what are the factors that is going to affect this reactant and that is going to convert it to the product. So we are going to determine the rate of the reaction. So rate of reaction. Okay, first point. Second point, it predict of maintaining condition of the rate. So it tells about at what condition this reactant is going to convert it to the product. It can be solid condition, or it can be gas, or it can be some temperature factor like pressures. So these are the factors which maintain in the reaction so that it will give to the product. Third one, determine yield of the reaction. So when the reactant is going to convert it to the product, we are going to determine at what percentage of reactant is going to give the product. That is nothing but yield of the reaction. Okay. Fourth one, it calculate the time required for completion of the reaction. That means whether it can be a slow reaction or fast reaction, we can determine at how much time that reactant is going to take to convert that into the product one. Deciding the mechanism of the reaction. So what are these mechanism? That means when the reactant converted to the product, there are possibility that this reactant is converted to another Q, then after it converted to P. So this is the mechanism by which the reactant is going to convert it to the product. Now let us discuss about types of reaction. So basically there are three types of reaction. One is very fast or instantaneous reaction. Second one is the moderate reaction. Third one is the very slow reaction, depending upon the speed of the reaction. Okay. So very fast reaction, the reaction occur at very fast rate. For an example, reaction of acid and base. So the moment we add acid and base, they are going to convert it to salt and water. So this reaction is very fast. So that's we are calling it as a instantaneous reaction or very fast reaction. Second one is the moderate reaction. That means to convert it to the product, that reaction is going to take some time, like 1 to 2 minutes or also. Okay. The type of reaction proceed with measurable rate at normal temperature. So it is going to take around 1 to 2 minutes to complete the reaction. Third reaction is very slow reaction. The reaction are extremely slow and take months to show any measurable change. For an example, rust. This is obvious example. Rusting of iron, it will take some time, like 1 month, 2 months or 6 months. So these are the types of reactions. Now let us talk about rate of reaction. So what is rate of reaction? Define the change of concentration of either reactant or product in unit time. So what is the meaning? As we know that when the reactant is going to give the product, so change in reactant is going to reflect the change in product. We are seeing that the change in concentration of reactant, and that change is decreasing change. Okay, because the amount of reactant is going to reduce and the amount of product is going to increase. So increasing change in product. Okay, so this is the statement. The amount of reactant is going to decrease and the amount of product is going to increase. So the change in concentration of the reactant is equal to the change in concentration of the product. That defines the rate. So now let us take type of reaction. One is the average rate of reaction. As we know that average rate, if 2 points are given, we can find out the average rate of the reaction. Okay. So you can think this rate is the velocity in the chemical reactions. So the rate of decreasing in concentration, any one of the reactant. As we see that when the reactant is going to give the product, so what happens if this is our time period, you see this graph, if this is our time period and this is the concentration. So what happens at time is equal to 0, the total amount of reactant is present, right? So as the time increases, the amount of reactant is going to decrease. So this is the decreasing amount of the reactant. So rate of disappearance, why we are talking about disappearance? Because the reactant rate is going to decrease. So the rate of disappearance of R or reactant is equal to decrease in concentration of R divided by time taken. So here we are talking about rate is equal to minus delta R divided by delta T. So you can see that this is the point here to here. So in this 2 point, what we are measuring the rate. Okay, so rate is equal to minus delta R. Delta represent your average and T represent your time. So from here to here, the rate is decreasing. Negative sign represent your rate is decreasing. And you can think of the point is also minus C2 minus C1 divided by delta T. We can represent here. The time taken for C2 is T2 minus T1. So this is T2 minus T1. You can find out the rate if the graph is given like this. Now let's talk about rate of the reaction of product. Okay, the rate of increasing in concentration of any of the product. So rate of appearance, we are talking about appearance of the product because product is going to increase. That is equal to increase in concentration of product divided by time taken. And it is represented with plus represent your increase or appearance is equal to delta P divided by delta T. Let us understand from this graph. As T is equal to 0, there is zero product formed, right? So when we are talking about from reactant to product, so at T is equal to 0, this reactant is full amount present, whereas the product is zero amount, because at T is equal to 0, no product formed, right? So that's why at T is equal to 0, concentration of the product is also 0. Now as the time increases, the amount of concentration of product is going to slowly increase. Okay, so now you can see this graph. Here 2 points are taken, C1 and C2, which represent your different concentration at T1 and T2, right? So rate, average rate of product is expressed as positive delta P change in concentration of product divided by time. So you can see this equation, and that is also represent with C2 minus C1, final minus initial divided by final time minus initial time. In this way we can relate. Now as I think you have already understood the how the reactant and product is going to behave. So if we are talking about, this is the concentration of reactant and product, and this is the time. So if we'll talk about the reactant is slowly going to decrease. If we'll talk about the product is slowly going to increase. So this is the product graph, this is the reactant graph, and both the side the rate of the reaction is already expressed. So this is the complete rate of reactant as the product. So the reactant amount is going to decrease, that's why it's negative sign, and it is the average rate is equal to positive product sign because the product is going to appear or increase. Thank you for watching this video. Check out my lecture on solid state and electrochemistry. So if you want to connect with me with my social media account, my Instagram and Twitter handle is this. Thank you all. See you in the next video.